Hello and welcome to Buston House Confidential. Today is a very different type of video, but also an interesting video. On my third channel, the Weird Side, I reviewed series 1 to 5 of Ghosts in a slightly different videos. So I reviewed series 1 and 2. They reviewed series 3, then 4 and 5 separately. So, because I thought, well, I need more videos on this channel. I want to be able to share my point of view on the episodes without re-reviewing them on another channel. And so, this video is going to be a compilation of all of the reviews. So it's re-uploaded basically, but in one giant video. That's why this video is rather long, because each review is rather long, and obviously you've got this intro here. So the quality might be different per review, so I do apologise for the quality going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But hopefully you enjoy the reviews nonetheless. You can also see how they've improved filming throughout the reviews. So, without further ado, roll VT. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Now today, you still can't see my hair. I'm quite tall, though. I must be quite tall. You can't see my hair. Today we're talking about Ghosts. Ghosts is a BBC One sitcom starring the cast of Harmless and Yondan. Not all of them. Some of them, the woman that played Charlotte Ritchie, and the guy that played Michael Mike are not from Harmless and everyone else is, I think. So, this is just going to be a brief review. There is two series. So the series is being filmed currently, and it's fantastic. Now, my favourite character is Pat. Pat is a scout that's had a bow and arrow shot right through the neck. That's how he died. And it's brilliant. There's two series, a Christmas special. It's amazing. It's funny. It's serious. It's sad. It's everything you expect when you watch a sitcom. So yeah. So I really enjoyed Ghosts. There'll be another video talking about my favorite character in Ghosts. I'll be doing more in-depth videos of Ghosts coming soon. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Time on time. Bye! This video you're about to watch contains spoilers for Ghosts. Series 3 BBC Ghosts. Hello everyone, and welcome to the third channel. Now today we are reviewing Ghosts Series 3. Now, as of Monday, the 9th of August 2021, Series 3 came out. What happened was, I watched all the first 4 episodes and half episode 5. This morning I watched episode 5 and episode 6. The last bit of episode 5 and then a whole of episode 6. Now, I'm going to be the first one to review this, which I'm very excited for, because Busted FM Live are going live tonight and talk about it. But sadly I won't be watching it, because I've got other... because I simply don't have access to it anymore. And then Jamie Does TV might be reviewing this as well down the line, but I'll be the first. This one I always want. I want to be the first. I want to be the first. But today we're talking about Ghost Series 3. Now, there's been a DVD box set of Series 1, 2 and 3 release. I think I only have Series 1 on DVD. So I do think I can invest within the box set. Whereas in this country, I got the second series when I found there was a Series 1 and 2 bundle, but I've got both of them now. I think there was a third series that I haven't got of this country, but because I only had Series 1, I think there's enough about me getting the bundle box set of Series 1, 2 and 3. Now, Yonderland was incredible, funny, hilarious, and really good, but Ghosts knocks it right out the park. This is a fantastic series. Series 3 was incredible. Now, this will contain spoilers, to Series 3. And I'm going to go through each episode because there's a whole storyline going through the episodes. So episode 1 is all about the film and documentary at Button House, and you see Alison on the screen wearing a really wonky button house sort of jumper, where the logo's at the side about there on the jumper. Now, that leads into the rest of the episode. I'll talk about this storyline, then I'll go through every episode. So there's only 6. Now, from that, in episode 2, you find out that Alison's sister, called Lucy, played by Jessica Knappert, another Taskmaster alumni, as well as Charlotte Ritchie. And then the night joined in to episode 6, where you find out that everything though, it seems, where Lady Button, this is a family show, I'm going to just explain it. This is a family show, and so it's for families, so they named the Royal Family Friendly, and it puts you to a boundary a little bit. Larry, I can't remember, I don't know his last name, I'm so sorry, did it do really well where he explained that. So Fanny, who is Lady Button, who is the prim proper one, she got really obsessed with Murder, She Wrote, which is a fantastic American crime series. So she works out after Kitty has found out from the captain that the photo of Alison's dad at Cornwall was actually in a battlefield somewhere where the captain actually shot a seagull. And so you find out that Lucy was just there to steal money off Alison and Mike, which is interesting. Now, Mike had a really interesting storyline in this series, where in one of the episodes, I think it was episode 5, he was trying to make a potion from TLC the Ghost. Now, I would have liked him to actually be able to see them in the end, or he had done everything where he could see them, but I just think that's the scene. I think we'll wait for Series 4. I think there'll be an instant in Series 4 where Mike ends up seeing them. Now, there are a few fan theories out there saying that Alison was dead. Now, I have been watching this closely. Every time they're interacting with other humans, they can see Alison. So Alison's not dead, and it's not Mike's imagination, because I don't think Mike would imagine after them that happened in Button House. And then, so we'll go back to episode 1 now. So episode 1, you find out how Humphrey died, which I will tell you how Humphrey dies. So this is a spoiler. This whole video is a spoiler, but this is a massive spoiler for episode 1. If you didn't watch it last night on BBC One at 8:30 p.m. Now he tells the guys that he got killed by when they were trying to break through because they were going to plot. His girlfriend was going to plot to kill the Queen at the time, and they told him by through, and then provided their sword into the wall and sliced his head off. When in actual fact, he climbed up the chimney, got away from them, come down the chimney, went over and said, "Good house." Tapped on the house. I'm tapping on my cabinet. That's what I'm doing to the symbol. Tapped on the house, and then a sword sliced him down, chopped off his head. I thought that was quite hilarious because I could see that coming. That was built there, and I could see that coming. Episode 2, you found out a little bit more about Julian's death. Now, we all know how Julian dies from when he said it and the way he dressed, because you die in what you dressed. And there was a later episode, episode 4, or is it episode 5? It is episode 5. The sort of glorious, fantastic series where they're all doing a circle, and Julian said he's the longest time when he's been dead, he's not been drunk, when actually in fact he's been tipsy, because he died in the same state. You become a ghost in the same state as you did when you died. Now, Julian, we find out about what happened the moment after he died and how he felt weird being a ghost and everything about it. And it was really interesting to see what it was like from the moment he died to be with all the other ghosts and how he reacted and that. Now, episode 3, they were fumigating the Button House for Woodlife, or Woodlouse, I think. I'm not too sure how you pronounce it. And so the building tents. Alison builds a traditional tent, and then Mike builds a tent that he found from the loft or the attic, if you're in America. Now, I quite liked this whole thing because you got to see you got to see what Kitty went to go to Greece, but then Julian accidentally turned it off to the 24-hour 24-hour horror movie channel. So she accidentally watched Friday the 13th, which was a really funny clip. Now, that episode was really good because you got to learn ghosts. You got to learn that they don't find it, the ghosts don't find it offensive that ghosts tell ghost stories. Now, Pat has been incredible this series, or as everyone else calls him, Patrick, because in episode 1 he tried to make the captain and Fanny laugh, and throughout this series he's just been really kind. And now, let's go to episode 4. Episode 4, you just learn more about Lucy comes over stay, and you learn more about how they've been told of their lawyer to double check if she's the real deal and not a phony, so that then she can sell the house. Episode 5 is where they're all it's like an anonymous meeting because the local church had a fruit collapse, so they used Button House. So they had all the chairs out, and you got to learn more about Kitty's sister and about how Kitty's sister isn't as nice as everyone thought as Kitty thought she was. You learn how Pat drove away in marriage, and you learn that Julian was not actually sober all the time. He's been a little bit tipsy, and then the captain so desperately wanted to say something, but never did, just because he ran out of time. I don't feel like Pat's development was really good. It is edited it beautifully. Now, this channel, I want to do an intro to the channel, like an intro on every video, and I want it to be Ghosts theme because I just think that's really cool. So if anyone knows how to do that, please leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Now, finally, episode 6. Episode 6 ended emotionally. It ended with the end of the story of Lucy and finding out that Lucy isn't really her sister, about them all discovering this fact. And they tried to play improvisation, which is at yes and. So I walk down the shop, and yes and the cow. And the thing you have to say everything with yes and. It's a game in the acting world. If you're not in the acting world, I am. Anyway, that was really funny, that. And so it was really interesting to see how they wish they could do so much, and they learned about Photoshop because Pat is a lot younger, as in generationally. So Julian died with Photoshop being around and technology, but Pat didn't. Pat died before Photoshop and that, and so it was interesting dynamic. Now, out of all 3 series, I'll give series 1 a 10 out of 10, series 2 a 10 out of 10, and series 3, I'm gonna do this just because I can, just because my own rating system, 11 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching another episode of Tom TV Show Reviews. What did you think of Ghost Series 3? I loved it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Down more time. Bye! I'll see you later today. Fingers crossed it uploads quickly over on the main channel. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're filming a video slightly different. So what we're gonna do. So I didn't realise my camera has been in my college bag all week. It's Friday. And I've only just realised the camera's dead. But I need to get this video out quickly. I need to film it quickly. Like my thoughts. I could probably do a more in-depth section when we get my camera working. So I just want to just ramble on for a few minutes. And then I'll talk about my final thoughts and a little bit more about it. So today we're reviewing Ghosts Series 4. This section of the video, in the poor audio quality, the more poor video quality section, I haven't managed to get it standing on my tripod. We are going to be talking about why am I talking about ghosts this early? Well, now you're probably watching this at 9:30 PM. That's when I'm set to upload. But I'm recording this about 2:30 2:15-ish. So what happened was this morning, Ghost Series 4 got released onto the iPlayer. Whether or not that's accidental or not, it still happened, right? So it still happened. The way that it's still happening meant that we had more ghosts out, but it upset many people, a few people. They were upset with it because it shouldn't have released yet, and I agree. They should have had the first episode, then release it, or just not release it all and have it weekly. I would have been perfectly fine as well. This review will have spoilers in it, because I could do with all my Ghost reviews. I see the series, then review it afterwards, because then I remember it very, very rightly. So I've already just finished the final episode, and I've come upstairs to film the final video. And so we're going to talk about it today. So they're doing a Ghost podcast as well. So later on today, after the first episode has come out, Inside Ghosts will be released. That's basically this Inside number 9, which then they changed once Inside number 9 and finished that series to change it to Inside Outlaws. Did about 3 episodes of that, and then went, no, we don't want to do that anymore. And then did Inside Ghosts, which they're interviewing the cast. I've not seen that, heard it yet, so I don't know whether that's good or not. I can't really comment on it, but we are commenting on the fact that people are angry about it, people are happy about Ghost Series 4, but this is going to be the spoiler-free part whilst waiting for the camera to get some charge in it. Not fully charged, but some charge, because we don't want to get you all waiting. So my thoughts was I loved it. I really enjoyed Series 4. Certain episodes where I'd heard that one episode was sad, but that one episode I thought was one of the best, and sort of a little bit odd as well, sort of like missed the mark a little bit. Certain elements, obviously certain things had gone on longer, but we'll get on to that when we talk about our review. The series are 6 episodes, and from what we saw in the trailer, we know that the whole premise of the show, getting a hotel and B&B type thing, is going to happen in this series. And boy, did it happen, but it didn't happen as often as I would have liked. We'll talk about the final episode in detail when we get to the camera part. We talk about the episode and the visuals. We'll go episode 1, 2, 3, but we'll go hear my thoughts on episode 1, hear my favourite episode of the series, hear my thoughts on the whole series. Just sort of like pick and choose where I want to talk and talk about bits and bobs. So I don't spoil it entirely for you guys that haven't seen it, but it means that when it's uploaded at 9:30, which is like half an hour later from when it's airing, I think. I don't know. I'm going to sit with half. It means that you can watch the review if you've not seen every episode and you don't really get much spoilers. I also do want to improve my reviews, and I want to save some important discussion points for the pilot episode of my Ghost podcast, Never Bored with a Chief Pod. I'm going to be part of I Have an Idea, episode 2, which will air this weekend, where we'll talk about certain elements in the series that should have been developed more, or my thoughts on how is the series going to move on to Series 5. So we're going to talk about thoughts on how they're going to do in Series 5 now that they have the ending, and what's going to be next for Ghosts, and whether or not we'll either see a collaborative, we'll either see a crossover episode where Alison and Mike meet up with the US people, and whether or not we have an episode where the US ghosts meet the UK ghosts. I don't know how that would happen, but theoretically we could talk something out like that. I don't know, but that will all be discussed on the podcast. But for now, we're just going to be talking about my episodes. So my overall thoughts of all 6 episodes, I absolutely loved it. Each episode individually was its own amazing episode, but I think the best episodes were episode 4, episode 1, 4, and 6. I mean, actions just because the quality and the sound are great. I rather just entertain the visual to make sure that you get the best out of the whole quality as possible. So episode 1, 4, and 6 are the best episodes in the series. I think episode 3 is also amazing because Bridget Christie's in that one again. she's very focused on that episode, which I'll explain why that makes no sense in a way. But we'll also talk about Robin's realization, because Robin has a realization in episode 4 that works really well. But go on, enjoy some good quality footage of me, which we know about Ghosts Series 4. Good audio quality and good visual quality. Woo! And we're ready to talk spoilers. So if you've not seen the series, turn the video off now and come back later. So, I'll tell you what time it is now. Now that I've got my phone back in action, we'll tell you. Sorry about the bad audio quality. I mean, the visual, looking at it now, the visual quality is quite good. The audio quality is rubbish. Sorry for this. Ever do the because I am trying to fix that. Anyway, we're going to Witter. So, the time is 4:27. And the last clip was 6 minutes and 20 seconds. So 6 minutes and 20 seconds earlier, I just finished watching Ghosts Series 4. So, let me just get ready to airdrop that to me phone. So, what we'll do is I'll read off the episode titles and we'll go from there. Because I feel like I need to improve my reviews. The camera's about to die, so we'll be back once the camera has had more charge. Hello, it's Tom waiting for his camera to charge because it was about to die there. So sorry this video is all topsy-turvy. But hopefully you're enjoying it so far. My review of Series 4 is coming in the next clip. I won't be talking about the titles anymore because I feel like I need to get on with it because the camera might die again. So I'm just going to leave it a few minutes. I don't want the camera to die again. Right, so we've got to get to the basis of this because the camera might die. If you remember from all the other clips in this video. Mental, this video. Mad. I don't know why I said the word mental. Anyway, so, Ghosts Series 4. Spoiler warning, 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 and spoiler warning. You've had 10 spoiler warnings. Spoiler warning, spoiler warning, spoiler warning, spoiler warning, spoiler warning, spoiler warning! Don't watch if you've not seen Ghosts Series 4. Right, so, if you've not seen Ghosts Series 4, leave now. Episode 1. Review Episode 1, please, Tom. Thank you, Tom. Episode 1. Episode 1 is called Happy Holidays. Now, Episode 1 just sets out the scene for the whole series. So we have Alison and Mike setting up the B&B. Did that go well? Not really. The couple that moved there, one of them, famous actress that's now in Bake Off the Musical, the Great British Bake Off the Musical. She was in Million Between. She was in The Casualty or Holby, I'm not too sure. But she's very famous British actress. Appeared in it as a non-speaking role. She played the wife of her husband. They've come to stay at Button House, not in the main house, but in the guest house. For the episode, he's pumping up his tyre for his bike. They go and try and see if the guests like them and breaking up. So, there we go. We have our standard house of the characters. They're all, they're all scared. Like they were in episode 1 of Series 1, when Mike and Alison arrived. They were frightened, didn't know what was going on. It was the same, but it was mainly Lady. I'm gonna call her Lady Button because in the last review I called her a character name, and I feel like I want to make more family friendly, so I call her Lady Button. We'll keep it family friendly. So, Lady Button was the panicked one. She was very panicked during this episode. So, what does this mean? This means that the series was going to have a new guest stars each week, which was actually not the case. Episode 2, I'm giving a brief review of it, really, so the camera doesn't die. Episode 2 was a little bit not as impressive. Well, I'll tell you, let me just remember the title name, because I don't want to forget. Because I feel like episode 1, 4, and 6 were the best episodes. I don't know what's the next step. So, what is it? What is it? Ghosts? I've forgotten now. Right, so episode 2, let's remember the name of episode 2, right after this short break. Hello, I know this video's all over the shot with audio quality and sound quality, but the camera needs charge, so I'm just on top of episode 2 in here because I want to get this video out, and I need to keep it in my brain and not forget, so I need to record the video in any way possible. So, episode 2, we learned about the captain trying to not live in the moment because these girls still live for eternity. So him and Kitty learned to live in the moment. We have Robin being with Alison because Alison has been neglecting Robin, and we just have the usual antics. Episode 3, we got to meet Bridget Christie's character again. Fantastic character. We got to learn her backstory. You're probably wondering, Tom, why would you want to learn about Bridget Christie's character backstory? My toenail keeps sticking to my sock. Why would we want to learn about Bridget Christie's backstory? We haven't really heard anything about some of the others. She's not even in the main cast. She's not even in the house anymore. Well, what's the possible need for that? Well, I'll tell you. The possible need for that is, here we go. So in the episode, we see that when she dies, Mary, we'll get on to her in episode 4. Mary is hiding and becomes really good friends with Bridget Christie's character, Annie, I think her name was. And Mary develops as a character, so Mary learns to call people names because she's dead and she can't have any consequences. So she calls them names and she be horrible to these people. She learned over the time with Annie's character, and as the episode goes on, we learn more about them, and they become really good friends. And then she moves on to Annie, and Annie is no longer, which sort of might foreshadow what's to come in episode 4. See, I've warned you already that there's spoilers ahead, but episode 4 is the worst spoiler ever. If you get spoiled episode 4 before even watching the show, I feel so sorry for you. There is no articles normally when an actor leaves a popular series. They sort of do an announcement. So Chortle will always say something, Radio Times always say something. When the DCI from Shetland, the main DCI, when spoiler warning for Shetland, if you don't see Shetland series 7. Spoiler warning, 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 spoiler warning. When he left Shetland, the actor left Shetland, they did a Radio Times article about it. And when Katie Wicks left Ghosts, nothing of the sort. Might because they want to keep it a surprise. Mary. Now, episode 4 was a very good episode. In a sense, it was one of the best episodes of the series, but it also was a little bit disappointing all at the same time. Let's get over with the disappointment first. Now, I loved the episode in a sense of the way they dealt with Mary moving on and how much they loved Mary. And it's a swan song to Katie Wicks. I don't think Katie Wicks is actually leaving the show, per se. I didn't she like that. I think she's just leaving Mary and going to become a playing ghost. Just because a lot of the characters play multiple characters, so multiple actors play multiple characters in the show. So I'm assuming that Katie Wicks is going to focus herself as a play ghost. They came back this series, which was a plus. They came back. Woo! Yeah, well, welcome back, playing ghosts. So when she moves on, it was in the first series, right? There's an episode where the headlights come on. I'm sure it's not showing an action. The headlights come on, and they see a massive white light, and they're all like, "Oh, we're gonna go!" Oh, and it was a car. But in this series, when Annie left in episode 3, she just vanished upwards, and when Mary left, it was over and done with within 3 frames, I think. It was a very, very, very short amount of time. But I don't know if Katie was filming other things, because she was voiced the character in Don't Hug Me Upstairs, which came out today on channel on all 4, which I'm currently on episode 2 of that. Let me just get something before it falls off on my desk. Anyway, so Mary being gone from the series is made me go, no, Mary, why? And I got a little bit annoyed, which is perfectly fine. But it meant that they had to then try and subduce and add another character. Because Mary, leaving in episode 4, and to be fair, her ended the final episode of that, the final moment of that episode where they give a minute silence, and you can hear the Superman, "Call me here, swim, ride a bike, ski," that song. When that was playing, that comically worked really well with having them saying goodbye to Mary, and you learn how each individual ghost deals with grief. Robin's grief dealing is the best one ever because he's a caveman. He's the oldest surviving ghost. So him dealing with the grief by naming the stars after the people that lived there is fan-dabby-dozy. It's fan-dabby-dozy. That's the Crankies reference there. Anyway, that is the greatest thing ever. Because then you have Mary now as a star. And it just is a nice ending. If anyone wants to cut anything from this show, it's that bit they need. We need clips of that, and that can be circled around once that episode has aired in 4 weeks' time. 3 weeks' time, actually. Anyway, so that was the greatest episode ever. So then when episode 5 came along, and they met this other ghost that just lives over the fence, I thought, is that a Mary replacement? It wasn't. That was just a ghost that Robin knew for a very long time, and Robin was very much friends with. And all these ghosts tried to become friends with them, and they learned what friendship means to them. And we learned there's a new ghost. We didn't get to see any of the gruesome bits of like the bones hanging out the leg and all that. We just heard the noises when Kitty was getting really excited. And we learned a little bit more about the backstory of death in this series. Wasn't a lot, but it was mainly about Mary. The whole series was sort of centered around Mary a little bit, I think, because we had episode 3 with Mary and Annie, and then we had episode 4 with Mary being passed on, sent away, gone to heaven, that type of thing, and then we had the final 2 episodes all about. We had, I think it was episode 5 that was about the B&B as well. In episode 5, as well as having the whole this new ghost there, we also had a next-door neighbour return to talk about planning permission and about the B&B. They had some people coming to stay in the B&B, and during this series they've been trying to get 5 stars, which they got 4.5, I think, was the star number they got up to. And you probably learn more about the B&B side of things. And they had an argument over it, and he ended up dumping asbestos on the ground. And obviously, they got their B&B back, right? So the B&B bit was in episode 1, episode 5, and episode 6. Now, with episode 6, we had the B&B mentioned heavily in episode 6. Because it was all about, is the B&B worth it? Because in episode 5, they bought a massive live chess set, bought one of those illegally football new bounce on them, that type of thing. But we're going to talk about episode 6 now, over on the high-quality camera and the high-quality audio. We've been on this camera for 9 minutes. Let's see if that works. So, to end off this review with high-quality sound and high-quality audio, we're going to talk about episode 6. Now, episode 6 was back again about the B&B. 3 episodes were heavily focused on the B&B. Episode 4, as well as having about Mary's death, we also had a party going on that Mike got confused with an 86-year-old, where it was an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old that had names that you wouldn't see young people having anymore, which is a sad thing, but that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. So, what we had in this episode, in episode 6, was we had the B&B being a sort of focus, but sort of not. It started off with a fire. And I thought, are they recreating an episode of the US version? My review on Ghost US will be coming very shortly. I am reviewing each episode individually on my notes so I can make a comprehensive review. Anyway, back to episode 6. So, we had all that going on, and you learnt that the whole episode was centered around where is the fire. So we had this bear winning auctions. We had fire coming from the Peyton and Humphrey, the fire from the basement, and then finally, lightning struck and set the guest house on fire. Now, when the lightning struck, what made me really intrigued about the lightning striking was that Mike, for a brief moment, saw the outline of Robin. Because Robin, if you all remember, has the light powers. So him trying to fix the lightning, and it made sure that Mike could see like an outline of what Robin looks like, which might never actually explain that to Addison, but maybe that could be a Series 5 thing. We also had the backstory of Robin being scared of bears, which I didn't think there was many bears in Britain, but during the caveman era, I think there must have been a lot of bears. There must have been. I don't know. Anyway, so I think this series overall was fantastic. I loved it from start till finish. This is my in-depth review of the series, and it's airing at 9 p.m, 9:30 or 10 o'clock. I've now thought about probably doing it at 10 o'clock a little bit because it starts at 8:50, so I think I might stick at 10 p.m. But I've enjoyed this series. I'm excited for the podcast, which I will be listening to weekly. I'll probably do a whole Ghost podcast review once the whole of the podcast is out. I'm heavily excited for more episodes. Hopefully Series 5 goes in a new direction now that the B&B isn't going to happen anymore because it went up in flames and they just gave up with it. Because he tried to have a spa day earlier on in the series and that didn't work either because like the ghost had upset Alison and she tried to relax and nothing was going right. So not having the B&B there will make her less stressed, as he was saying in the episode. So I think it will have more of the who ghosts, her reacting to the ghost a little bit more rather than her panicking about the B&B. So there we have it. That's my in-depth review. So we did some of it on this camera and a lot of it on my phone. I'm going to off and edit this now so we can let it. Sorry about the poor audio quality, the visual quality during this video because it was a bit choppy changing from my phone to here. But I wanted to get my thoughts out there really. I'm going to just scoot my phone. I want to get my thoughts out there really quickly whilst I still remembered them so I didn't forget. My final thoughts is the series was amazing. My favourite episodes were 1, 4 and 6. Episode 1, Episode 4 and Episode 6. When you watch the series, you'll understand why. I absolutely love it. Was it a mistake for the BBC to put all episodes on this early? Probably. But nonetheless, I really enjoyed it. Now, I'm obviously going to edit this review and then watch episodes 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 of the old 4 show. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Based on the YouTube versions. Basically the same cast, same thing. But yeah, I'll review that at some point. But for now, thank you guys for watching. And remember, never bored with a cheat board. But an FM. I'm trying to think of a good ending to make it ghost related. By the way, my next ghost videos might be slightly different. I'm going to do more ghost videos separately. They might be slightly different. Stay tuned. Did I turn the microphone on? Who knows? Bye. Hello. Just before you watch my review of Ghost Series 5, if you're watching this on Friday the 6th of October, today, Friday the 6th of October, Ghost Series 5, has just come out at 6 AM on the BBC iPlayer. It airs tonight at 8:30 PM on BBC One, and this review contains major spoilers for the whole of Series 5. I've just watched every episode of Series 5, episode 1 to 5, episode 1 to 6, so I know what the show entails, whether or not it's good, or what my review is on the show. I'm looking forward to find out how. I'm looking forward to find out how Ghosts properly end with the Christmas special, as we all know. I'm looking forward to the On Button House Confidential, which is my Ghost-related YouTube channel, to review the new Ghosts book, because I'm going to download the audiobook on the day it comes out on the 26th of October. More videos about Ghosts will be on the Button House Confidential YouTube channel. Thank you guys for watching and enjoy the review. Roll title sequence. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you enjoyed the interview I uploaded yesterday. It was a fantastic interview. Now today we're talking about something that may contain spoilers. Sorry, I don't mean may contain spoilers, will contain spoilers. Because this is to talk about, review the new series of Ghost Series 5, the UK version. It came out today at 6 AM, because it's currently 10:26 as of time of recording. And I want to review it because it's the final series. I will be reviewing the Christmas special separately because, I'll tell you, the ending was like it was ending a series, but I think the Christmas special is going to be the one that was going to end the series properly and end the series really well. It's going to be a good wrap up. This was like, I watched it and went, that's it. I thought, I'm glad there's a Christmas special because I wouldn't want that to be the ending. It's a good ending to the series, might I add, but I just wouldn't want that to be the ending to the whole show. And so, we'll start at the very beginning. Series 5, episode 1. Well, what do I say about that? It was an interesting episode because it continued on from series 4. Because the end of series 4, if you don't remember, the gatehouse that they used to rent out to people, that burnt down and got electrocuted and got lightning strikes, and what happened to Robin, where you could briefly see Robin for a few seconds. So that had all happened in the last series. So the first episode of this series was them trying to investigate whether or not the claim, they wanted to get money back on that from the insurance companies, or whether or not that claim was an accurate claim or not. To me personally, I would have said that was an accurate claim. Anyway, so the first episode was really good because it had the back catalogue from the end of series 4. We had the ghosts be themselves reacting to the situation at hand, and then we also had another situation on hand because we had Mike dealing with the investigator. We had Alison dealing with April Fool's because it was April Fool's Day in the Button house. So she's had to go and deal with April Fool's, as in to deal with it, to get revenge from their April Fool's on her. So that is interesting. But we get in this whole series more of Humphrey. And I do feel like the Humphrey was left on the sidelines during the other series. Series 3, episode 2, Humphrey did not appear in it as much as you would think. So I'm glad that Humphrey's in this series more. We get a narrative arc of what was it? There's an episode where they're all trying to investigate what's happened in the past, but Humphrey was knocking about, so Humphrey mentioned bits. And the body and trying to solve all that all becomes apparent as well in this series. So, in episode 1, the bit that works really well, in my opinion, is the April Fool's storyline. I know that the investigation with the Bat series was good and all, but I do prefer Alison's April Fool's storyline because she's getting to the weaknesses of each of the ghosts, trying to see how gullible they are, and I think that, right, personally, is the best bit of Ghosts this series, right? Episode 3 was, episode 2, was not as interested as episode 1, but worked really well because Thomas, his book that he was trying to get published throughout the previous series didn't happen. So he's trying to get notoriety somewhere else. And you find that the newspaper for, a newspaper article says, we're looking for poets. If you have a poem, send it in by today at 5 p.m. to the day that it was set in the episode. So you get Thomas working on the poem, and then that poem storyline stops there. But then later on in the series, so episode 5, we get a callback to episode 2. Because the outcome of the episode then affects how Thomas feels. And that's what's good about this series as well, because you get more of one about their feelings as ghosts. And about how they think of mortality. And this series, we uncover how Kitty dies and how Captain dies. A lot of people already knew we're going to get a Captain-centric episode from all the photos that had previously been released. But we know now how Captain died and what Captain's real name is. I chuckled and had to go back and say, really? And really Captain's I won't say that because I don't know if anyone watching this ignored the warnings at the beginning that this is going to be spoiler riven and started watching the review anyway and gone, hang on, that's his name? Oh, I was going to watch it. Oh, I don't want that to happen, so I'm just skirting around telling the plot details, really, but I'm spoiling bits and bobs, just in case someone's accidentally not listened to my warning. So, back to it. So I think that the strengths of this series has been character development. They've mentioned that it's been 5 years. They've mentioned that they're running out of money. All the series based around how does he save money? How do they try and save themselves? How do they get through this? Then you get the arc of what's happened to Allison throughout this series. Because Allison has got new development. And it's interesting what sort of abilities Ghost can have. Because when you watch My Hero, which is a fantastic sitcom that I've all handling within, he can see inside human bodies, so he can see like the spleens and all the different body parts, and he knows what sex the baby is when Janet Dawkins ends up becoming pregnant. Now, in Ghost, it's a similar thing. Now we know that when you fall into a human as a ghost, you can see inside of it. So Keisha had a whole storyline where she didn't know how to keep a secret, which is a fantastic storyline, might I add again. So, episode 3. Episode 3 wasn't as good as episode 2 and 1, but still had promise of what it was. So now they're trying to get more land and trying to sell more things to gain more money. So I think episode 3 was sort of good, but not as good as you would hope. It turned out there's a secret vault they keep stuff in, which no one knew about. Episode 4, again, wasn't as good as the first two, but was still incredible. Every episode, right, in this series was fantastic, was the best out of any edition of Ghosts you can have. Sorry, I thought I wasn't recording there for a second, so I wanted to check. But some episodes had bits that slightly could have worked better than others, if you get me. So I'm giving this my honest and most fairest review possible. So episode 4 didn't work as it was fantastic, but you sort of sense there was something going to happen. There's something going to happen, and this is like the turning point in the series where they're like, right, we need to change the shift. There's so slightly and go into the last few episodes with a bang. We need to go through with a bang. We know we're going to have a Christmas special. We know that's going to happen, so we're not going to end the series how we want to end the whole show. Oh, we'll do that. at Christmas time, but we need to get ourselves through this. Come on. So episode 5, this is the main episode that everyone cares about. This is the episode where we find out what Captain's name is. We find out how the Captain died. We find out how come he ended up being in Button Health when he died. We find out all the details about him because one reason only. Obviously Robin was out the room, went into another room and watched the TV was on in this other room, and it was about a meteorite. And he thought he had some knowledge that this could mean that one of them is going to be sent off to the other world, to the whatever's next after meet ghosts. And so the whole episode is about each one of them realize that they haven't finished and they're not ready to go. They want to sing to themselves, I'm ready to leave, I'm ready to leave, I'm ready to leave, I'm ready. They want to get it in themselves, right, that they're ready to go. They want to reassure themselves that it's not going to be bad, it's not going to be awful, we're not going to be sad. And so each person, one by one, has realised. Obviously, earlier in the series, we knew about Kitty's death, so Kitty, Lady Button, Robin, Thomas, Humphrey, Pat. We already know their deaths. So Captain was left. And because Captain was left, we had to go, right, what do we do? So the final moment, just before the main story of the episode was going to come to an end, before Alice and Mike come back from their wild night strain, make sure they're not becoming like adults here, they want to still be children. But before that storyline over there waddles in, right, to play, this ends with Captain telling the story of how he died, what happened. And if I was one of those people that would cry when watching TV, which I'm not, then that would be the moment. You would be teary, you would cry, all the tears would fall because of the events that unfold. It's not the death you would expect, is all I'm going to say. Because I saw that and thought, really? That's how they're killing him off? I like the death. I think he's interested. That can't be it, surely. That can't be it. That's what I expected. So, episode 6 comes. You think to yourself, right, I've seen the trailer, and we have to work out who's going to die, who's going to disappear, how is this all going to end? We get a storyline of Robin and Pat being in love with the weather girl, who does weather. And we've got Mike and Alison deciding whether or not to sell the house to make it a hotel bar for the crazy golf course that these French people a French company wanted to make. And so they had to do that decision. Then you had to decide whether or not they had 2 plots going on then. Whether they were all trying to save Button House so that Mike and Alison didn't leave. Something drastic happened that you didn't expect, which was Alison didn't know that Julian pushed her off in the first place to make all this unfold. So you then spend the next half of the episode working out, will Alison just sell it all immediately, or will Julian apologise? Luckily, it was a happier ending. The ending of the whole series, right, I'll say this in a more dramatic fashion, I think I'll win myself back slightly. The ending of the whole episode was good, but it left the question open. How will the Christmas special end? The series ended happy, but will the Christmas special end happy? Or will it end with all the ghosts, one by one, going off to the afterlife? Who knows? Who knows? Not me. I don't know. So, overall, what do you think of this series? Well, right, so if we do it 10 out of 10, Series 1 was obviously a 10 out of 10. Series 2 was a 9 out of 10. Series 3 was a 9 out of 10. Series 4 was definitely a 10 out of 10. The Series 5, again, 10 out of 10. So 1, 4, and 5, to me, gets a 10 out of 10. 2, 3 gets a 9 out of 10. The Christmas special that was attached to Series 4 gets 10 out of 10. Hopefully the Christmas special gets a 10 out of 10. Did I like this series? Yes. Did I wish the BBC didn't upload all the episodes onto the iPlayer all at once? Yes. Did I wish the just edit weekly and not have to worry about the iPlayer? Yes. So, thank you guys for watching, and remember, this is the Ghosts review over and done. That's what one needs to remember. Now, on this weekend on Button House Confidential, which is my Ghosts related YouTube channel, I'll be uploading How Will Ghosts Will Ghosts End Happily. I will be uploading series 1 to 5 reviews. So the reviews from this channel, third channel, including this review you're watching here, will be uploaded onto that channel in a compilation video as one full video. So I'll write on it what reviews there are, I'll add bits at the beginning, and I'll also upload my favourite ghost character video, which as of the time of recording, which is the Friday the 6th of October at 10:41, I think the best character in Ghosts is still Pat Butcher, even it was what I said in that review. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Bye. I'm going to head off that way.